Hey guys, Haz here at Shield K9. So, going on a little adventure today with the dogs. I'm headed out to Michael Nesbitt, aka K9 Mike at Grassroots K9. He kindly invited me out to his working dog seminar that's happening this weekend. And he's doing it in partnership with Cameron Ford. Now, Cameron Ford's a name that I've heard around kind of more the police canine scene. And he is a specialist in detection work. And detection is something that I really actually don't have a lot of knowledge in. And it's something that I've been interested in bolstering my toolbox in. So, I'm looking forward to this. I'm sure I'm gonna pick up a lot of new stuff, a lot of new information. Mike's also doing a decoy seminar for people that wanna learn how to be decoys. So those are always fun to watch. And you know what? I don't care where you are in any stage of your training, sometimes even watching brand new people try something teaches you something. So I enjoy that as well. You know, it's going to be a working dog seminar day, so what's not to love? I'm expecting that it's going to be fun, see some people that I know, and we're just going to hang out and chill and relax and have a good time. So with that being said, I'll check back in with you guys. I'll try to get some snippets of the seminar, of what's going on there, and you guys can get a feel for what it's like. All right, guys, guess who it is?
How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Grassroots K9. We're here. We got some good things planned for you. We're friggin' super happy that Haz is here and made it out, so we're gonna have a good time. We're doing some detection work today, and we'll be doing some bite work and some decoy work as well.
All right, guys, so I'm gonna try and kind of catch a little bit of everything, give you guys a feel for what it's like to be at a seminar at Grassroots K9. I think, Mike, the coffee is complimentary.
It is. The coffee's complimentary and the lunch.
Excellent. Look at that.
And it's not just pizza.
You can't beat that. All right, guys, so we're going to kind of check in on everything. I'll give you guys little pieces of everything, and you can see what it's like.
So we have Cameron Ford here with us as well. He's out of Las Vegas. He has a pretty big resume, but we'll let him talk about it sometime and let him tell you guys what he does and how he's got to where he's at. But let's just get to it now.
Just yeah, let it back up. I'm gonna let her have it, and then a piece of wood. Oh, yeah. So what I can kind of see is this food isn't as high value. Do you have any? Does anybody else have like any kind of like other treats with you? Hand closed. Yes. The movement I'm doing, movement creates motivation. So the dog's being motivated as I'm walking backwards. I block the item when I close my hand. When they walk up, I open my hand and move. That creates that motivation again. And then when they push into my hand, they get the food that way. So here, hand closed, and following it. Higher motivated, I can spin it around, do linear movements. Close, get a good walk up, mark that, and create the action. Does that make sense? I want the dog to understand odor is the most important thing. Odor leads to reward. Current systems always had us put, like you said, the food or reinforcement item or reward item in here with the odor. Well, those things already have intrinsically more valuable than the odor. So if I take that out and do delayed conditioning, which means as soon as the dog's head comes into here, it's in odor first, then the reward signal happens. That makes it a much stronger connection that odor is the pathway to the reward. So that's how you do it. Yeah. So you beat him to it. So get your click ready. Good. So odor first, signal, condition reinforcer, food reward.
This is
Tell me this isn't Mike's cousin.
I want to talk
next to each other. There you go. Fucking brothers.
I'm actually his stunt double.
That's the one. I've been growing my hair to look more like him.
Hey Kevin, introduce yourself.
I'm Kevin. I own Big Paws. We manufacture raw food in Toronto. I can't wait to see you.
You have a facility.
Yeah.
Tell them about your facility.
BP Athletics.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay, guys,
training
so
center.
We're gonna get started.
It's a place
on
for
a
dog
push-pull
trainers to
drill.
come with
So
their
what's gonna
clients
happen here is we're gonna
and
break it
put
up
in
into
some real work.
Section 1 will be
I'm
pushing
French, so I
only.
struggle sometimes.
Okay, we're gonna be pulling only,
Drill
and then we will
canal for you
combine
guys.
and we'll add some technique on understanding.
There you are, my dude.
weight. So the first thing I'll start, guys, I'm gonna have one hand on the inside of Robin's bicep. I think I feel it. She can grab my forearm because she's a midget. Okay, I'm gonna grab the back of her tricep. All we're allowed to do is push. I don't want to get to this point. I want to keep my feet under me. So now you have to use your brains a little bit. If you're dealing with Monster over there, okay, I'm not winning a pushing contest with him.
About me like that.
Sorry. It's just, you're so scary. I have to use my brain, and I know it's very small, but we have to start thinking about shifting my weight. So if Robin's pushing and she's bulldozing me, I'll just step offside, right? She pushes, we step offside. And I'll start using her arms like steering wheels as I do this. Make sense? So we are both allowed to push at the same time. No pulling each other yet. We are only pushing. Okay, so she's trying to push me. Notice how she's already getting out of position, which makes my job way easier because
It's also lineman training and football.
yeah, exactly. Okay, guys, grab a partner. It doesn't matter who. We're gonna be switching up lots and start pushing on your partner only.
So again, every time after we start these drills, again, how is this relatable to working dogs and decoying dogs?
Opposition.
So we have some opposition, right? We're working opposition. What else though?
Dog's always pushing.
Dogs pushing, dogs can be pulling, knowing how to operate your body and your mechanics in those moments, and it can change like that with a dog, right? So really work this through. Again, it's the hardest part about new decoys is not necessarily understanding the principles and everything, it's getting over the shock value of a dog is on me, right? So now we can work these things without a dog being on you, and then when we put a dog on you, all of you can shit the bed anyway, so whatever.
We'll give it
Robert here, we need one more. Did we lose someone?
Feet under you. That's the only reason it happens. You charge the tripod, right? Yeah. Every time we push.
Oh my god, I'm already sweating. I don't even want to do it.
He's huge.
What's that? Okay, well you tell me, what would you do normally?
I would call it and say no, but
Okay, so
no.
correct.
Okay.
So, but
I know she's working.
yeah, 3 times around the car. Both of you guys do the same thing. 3 times around the car. And the dog's obviously highly distracted by what was on the ground right there.
Yeah.
So one thing I'll share with everybody. So when we do cars, typically a lot of us always want to start at the front of the car as a typical spot. What happens is when you start at the front of a car, it's a linear pattern, which means the dogs take off and don't usually start searching until down here or maybe even further down. What I do is, when possible, I start at a 45-degree angle of the car because the dog goes here and can't go further anymore, right? So it begins to start searching almost right away and then picks a direction of which way it wants to go. And all I have to do is start following the dog around the car. So instead of doing all the way around the car and around the car partially again, because we missed this first section from, let's say, here to here, or maybe further, if I start right here, the dog begins searching right away. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Stand up.
Take him to the ground, but you caught me.
We're gonna do one more ascend with him.
Yeah.
We're gonna out guard, no bite, just slowly back away, okay? Go ahead, B.
Band loves guard.
Where you're ready, B, you're gonna send him.
Pecking.
Hey, Tyler, get a hold of that, the leash on his collar. We're gonna try and do a out guard from here.
Ready? Band loves guard.
Pay. Yeah, buddy, good man.
Another little announcement that we're going to do is anybody that does detection, we're going to have a sport, not really a sport, but just an event. Those that know Mondio ring, you guys know that, I've heard of that? Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be called Mondio detection. So like in Mondio ring, where the environment can kind of be used by the decoy to make it a little more difficult for the dog, a very similar concept is going to be the same thing for detection of all disciplines. It won't matter what you're trained to detect, you can compete in Mondio detection, which will allow the dog to work. Basically, we'll have an environment set up. Each event is a different environment, up to us as a judge to set up how we want. So let's just give an example. Like I have a kiddie pool right here, but I can have the odor hanging above it, so your dog would have to go to the odor but sit in the pool. Or it could have an environmental thing that maybe blocks where the dog would normally want to be able to alert at, but it can't. What you're judged on isn't time as far as how fast you can find it, because we've learned that degrades a lot of other aspects of training when you're trying to find things as fast as you can, versus now where you'll be judged on your dog's indication, how strong your dog's indication is under some type of condition. Your ability to work and read your dog within that search area. So there'll be distractors. The cool thing is, depending on how many different detection dog disciplines that are there that day, so there's drug dogs and bomb dogs or nose work dogs, everybody's odors is in the area. So you have to navigate. Your dog should only be alerting to the thing you're trained on. So it allows everybody to compete on the same level playing field. And everybody's dogs have to go through all the different types of distractors or environmental things. Or maybe we do something to you. Maybe you're only allowed to stand in this box and your dog has to search the area out in front of you. So the best thing is you can't predict each event you go to what it'll be. That's the surprise of it. You show up and here's what we got. So it's a challenge in the sense that that's what reality is. Reality doesn't ever present to you the same thing. So neither will Mondio detection, and Mondio being world, we're just calling it world detection, including everybody. So things like that will be fun for anybody, no matter what detection you do, and we'll push some limits with how well the dogs hold the indication despite a certain condition. There'll be different levels, like a beginning level for newer dogs, and intermediate and advanced, so as it goes up in difficulty. But right now we're not calling it a sport in the sense where there's an organization, we're just calling it events. Come to a Mondio detection event. And then you do the event, there'll be probably sponsors and prizes and things like that, but not so much titles, because we don't want it to be title chasing, we want it to be fun searching with your dog and do what you do. So, you ready? I have now, which makes my life a whole lot easier, a universal or novel odor training aid. So it's a chemical that only exists in a laboratory, does not exist anywhere in the environment. So it allows us to actually train dogs on an odor that they'll never encounter in real life, but it allows us to teach them the vocabulary of detection without having something to worry about later on. And by doing that, I can get a lot of things done in the dog and then go, oh, this dog's going to be a drug dog or a bomb dog or whatever, and go right into that, and it's just like adding odors. So it makes life a lot easier.
Where do you get that?
So it's in its last stages to become commercially available. So I think they're working out some deals like where it'll sell. So I don't want to say where I get it from and inundate that person with a bunch of information, but stay tuned to the stuff I share because it will become available. Right now, there's probably about 10 or so trainers nationwide that have it. We're kind of like a pilot program to make sure it all works good.